Welcome to this edition of Common Sense, Civics, and Citizenship. About 10 years ago, one of my kids came home from college with a blanket statement that the founders were deists. Well, this was a newsflash to me. I was never taught that the founders were deists, and the generations before me weren't taught that either. Were they all misinformed and ignorant, or worse, promoting a myth? I wanted to know if the founders were largely deists. Now, I'm not suggesting that they didn't explore religious beliefs and have some questions during their lifetime. But the idea that God was far removed from the affairs of humankind didn't seem to fit with the founders' reliance on God that I had learned about growing up. How could generations of Americans be taught one thing for so long, only to find out that in the most previous generation, it was all wrong? I decided to go to the founders' own words and the words of early presidents to see if they had faith as they had formed the country, or if they only believed in a God that was somewhere out there. In this way, I would have their words and not contemporary assumptions about their words. I credit William J. Federer with the book Prayers and Presidents in helping me find these quotes. June 1st, 1774, George Washington, quote, "Went to church and fasted all day," unquote. That was a diary entry on the day the British blockaded Boston Harbor. Now, fasting is connected to prayer, and I'm just wondering, would a deist fast, which requires a lot of discipline and self-denial? And would a deist pray to a God that they believe is absent in the lives of men? John Adams on December 25th, 1813, to Thomas Jefferson, quote, "I have examined all religions as well as my narrow sphere, my straitened mean, that my busy life would allow, and the result is that the Bible is the best book in the world. It contains more philosophy than all the libraries I have seen," unquote. Now, would a deist pay this compliment to the Bible? On July 4th, 1776, Thomas Jefferson's closing lines in the Declaration of Independence said, quote, "With a firm reliance of the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor." Now, Webster's 1828 dictionary says that by divine providence is understood to be God himself. Would deists rely on God to protect them? On December 7th, 1824, James Monroe's 8th annual message, quote, "For these blessings we owe to Almighty God, from whom we derive them, and with profound reverence, our most grateful and unceasing acknowledgments," unquote. Now, would a deist think that God interferes just enough with our world to bless it? On September 26th, 1810, John Quincy Adams' diary entry said, quote, "I have made it a practice for several years to read the Bible through in the course of every year," unquote. Would a deist read the Bible through every year? I'm just asking. So I suggest that we go back to the founders' own words, read them for ourselves, and not when someone else has concluded. Well, that's just common sense, civics, and citizenship. Thanks for watching.